Jim and I are buds.
They are. You are.
Jim's a good
I
guy.
actually have.
You go to hell. Jim's my man.
Good night, everybody. No. Welcome to Room 6. I'm Josh, and today I am joined by longtime Vegas favorites, leaving Springfield. Introduce yourself, boys.
I'm BK. Guitar, vocals.
Okay. I'm Brad. Bass and occasional vocals.
I'm Matt. Drums, no vocals.
And Brad.
That's not true.
Saved the band.
Brad,
saved the band. It's on
It's
right
true.
now. Everyone knows. Brad saved the band.
Yes.
Interview's going great so far.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't have to prompt you or anything.
No.
Okay, so let's get it right out of the way. Those of you that know leaving Springfield, they are awesome. Their next show is
April 17th at Backstage Bar and Billiards.
Let me put that in my
great
phone.
venue. Yeah, put that in your phone.
Yeah, put
We
that
should have told him.
with Twin Cities and Moaning.
Yes.
And
What a great band name.
Fact and Fiction.
Is it? Okay, could be.
That'll be a good show.
Yeah.
You're the one who handles that, so
Yeah, you should be there.
I should be
hopefully
there.
you know.
I should be there.
All right. Brief history with me and these boys is that Vamped, Viridian, Leaving Springfield, and The Suspense. And I think that was the first time we shared a bill,
Yes.
and it was awesome. And we're going to do a jump cut because my dog wants out. Right. So, real quick question. How long have you all been in Vegas individually?
Me since '96.
This time since 2012, but originally 89 to 2003.
Okay.
Me since March of 99.
That's right. You're right. You're both right, according to your bio on your website.
See?
We did
See,
study out.
we don't,
Look at us. We studied.
we don't mess around.
For you guys.
When you tell the truth, you don't have to remember stuff.
That's terrible advice. Just kidding. Now, this is more for them, not for me so much. But how long have you been a band? I know that Brad came along much later than when you first started.
Right.
So how long were you? How long before you were in Vegas when you two kind of hooked up? Because I believe you knew each other in the Midwest, right?
Beforehand, yeah.
Well, and plus BK, whenever I was out in Vegas, well, obviously we were out in Vegas, I was playing in a band called Vandalay Industries.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did went to LA, worked with the producer, blah, 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 changed our name to Now That We're Famous. And when we cut that last album, the EP is Now That We're Famous, we realized we needed another guitar player because we were a three-piece. So we were looking around for some guitar players, and I said, I know a guy. And I went in. Yeah, and actually it was so funny because we were playing at the old Aristocrat on Rancho, and BK was sitting at the bar, and he came and watched us, and I said, hey man, this is what we're doing now. If you're interested, we'd love to have you, get in here and jump in. BK joined for about the last
2 gigs.
Yeah, I was going to say, but it was, because the band ran its course right afterwards, and we ended up...
Yeah.
Adding me was kind of like when they add a baby on a sitcom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or dog.
Or a dog.
Oh, yeah. So basically he was... Uncle,
Or a dog baby.
you were cousin old... What was his name from Brady Bunch?
Ollie, cousin Ollie.
Cousin Ollie. So BK cousin Ollie then. No, but then,
You just dated all of us. Thank you very much.
the band ran its course. We were all good, and we started looking around and figuring out something else to do. And BK and I started talking. He's like, "Dude, I've got a handful of songs, and let's get this going."
Actually, what really happened was he was playing with someone else, and I wanted to be part of it.
Well,
And
yes.
and they said, yeah, we need a bass player. And I play bass. And they said, okay, cool. So I went home and called up, got online to Guitar Center and bought a bass. And then, so that's how I weaseled my
No,
way
that's
into
no
them.
bullshit. We actually, I was playing with another guy. You're right. I totally forgot. And BK came in. He was like, "No, I'll play bass with you guys. I'm totally good. I can totally play bass." And he went in, and then that singer decided he wanted to be a solo star. And I was like, "Well, shit, B. Half the songs we're doing on this new EP are yours." And he's like, "Well, I can do both."
Yeah.
So
Really?
that's how
That was
Leaving
it.
Springfield
That
was
was
born
it.
as a two-piece.
And somehow that became, I'm going to play bass and guitar at the same time.
Exactly, because I'm best at being a mad scientist.
Nice.
Much better at that than being a guitar player or a bass player. So.
One of my favorite memories is at I believe it was Dirty Dick's.
Yes.
Whiskey Dicks.
Yeah.
Whiskey Dicks.
Whiskey
yes,
Dicks,
Whiskey
yes.
Dicks. The Marquis said, "The suspense and friends."
Yes.
The only thing that could have made that better below that it would have said puppet show.
Right?
So,
But no, what I remember is
or a
Marginal-
they were getting set up, and BK pulls this wedge monitor, puts it on stage, never plugs it in, and they play, and eventually I'm like, why'd you bring, what the heck? And he opens it up, and that's where he has all his chords and stuff. And
Oh my evil. Yeah.
That's what Phil
Great
has
way
it.
to just
Still
have-
has it too.
Still have
And
it.
it looks so much better than a gig bag or something on stage.
Plus,
And
I
it's
can
got
put
a
my
clock.
foot on it. It's got a clock.
What?
Yeah, it's got a clock in it. A big one.
So he knows.
We know exactly when to start, exactly when to finish.
And that
Because
is,
we're pro like that.
here's a tip, new bands. Be punctual,
Yes.
even if the other bands aren't.
And at the end of your gig, get your shit off stage
Right.
quickly.
Nobody cares.
And
Nobody cares. Your mom doesn't need to come up on stage
Right.
to give you a hug.
Henry Rollins had a great
Your
thing
mom-
posted.
Your mom needs to come up on stage.
Give us a
Oh.
also, if your set time's 30 minutes, it's 29 minutes.
Yes.
Right. If they tell you to keep going, that's one thing.
Yeah.
They won't ever do that.
I've had it happen once.
No.
It wasn't House of Blues, I'll tell you that much.
I don't believe you.
No. It was more like we were the headliners, the last, and they're like, "You guys want to keep going? We're not paying anymore, but go ahead."
The coveted headlining slot.
Oh, absolutely.
Feel free to play till 2 in the morning. We're totally fine with it.
I mean,
By the way-
my wife.
Unless we have another more famous band that wants to jam.
Yeah,
That didn't happen.
headlining just means headlining just means you're last,
Yeah, exactly.
and you're responsible for more tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife
And
said it perfectly. Even headliners play last.
Yep.
You don't have enough clout to make them let you go on early.
Exactly.
Which brings us back to Vamped, actually, where we
Okay.
played first, because Viridian, they had to play first, and I remember, and you wanted to play second, so somehow the suspense, we ended up headlining a show that we were supposed to open, which was awesome.
But I had a good
You
excuse.
did. That's
My
first
wife
time.
was getting ready to give birth to our child within like a matter of
Yeah.
any time. So I was like, hey, look, man, I have no problem. We'll play wherever.
Yeah.
But if we're the last band and my wife texts me and says, it's go time, I'm out.
I just
remember
be
we-
like, honey, we've got 4 more songs, and then I have to pack up my stuff.
Honey, I was there for the first one, you know. I
Yeah.
don't really need to be there for
I
this
was
one.
there.
I have after show drinks.
I was there at the beginning.
I was there for the important stuff.
Your mom's probably
Get my
there.
drums.
Give a drums, yeah, exactly.
All right,
Your
so,
mom's probably there holding your hand. It's fine.
and then I know that you eventually, when the Solid Sons disbanded, got Jim
We did.
on bass, and shout out to Jim. And
Jim is rad.
Go on,
Love you,
Jim.
Yep.
I'm not Jim.
No, he is
Some
not
people
Jim.
think that I'm Jim.
Oh, good God. You're
But
better
I'm
than
not.
Jim. No offense, Jim.
Oh,
I'm just different
the
from
fight
him.
is starting.
Different from
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Jim and I are buds.
They are. You are.
Jim's a good
I
guy.
actually have.
You go to hell. Jim's my man.
Good night, everybody. So there's the intro for the show.
There's it, okay.
But no, Jim. I forgot his name. Last name?
Campbell.
Jim Campbell.
Thank you, Campbell. Jim Campbell, formerly of the Solid Sons. Now he's in Oregon, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Riding his
Or
motorcycle.
Washington.
Yep.
It's all the
One of
same.
them green places.
Yep.
It's not rude.
He,
They pretend they're
He
different.
played with us for about a year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing.
Yes,
it
he
was
was.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then he had a job opportunity and was able to
Yep.
go up to Oregon and kind of
Not just a job, but a life opportunity.
a life opportunity. He was able to get up there and
Nothing you
start
can't
over.
turn down. Yeah,
And-
so it was
Yeah,
awesome.
Vegas
You know?
can run you down if you're not
Of
careful.
course, and it sucked to see him go, but we weren't going to stand in the way and,
Yeah.
And-
be dicks.
And I'm sure I know, I've read some of the interviews you've given after he got in the band, but I never really saw an answer to how did the conversation go? Hey, he doesn't play bass, but
Oh.
No, what I did was I sent him a text.
you said,
And said-
I know this. I've been here. I've played bass before without knowing how.
No, I said, hey, do you know anyone who could play bass with us? And
I think I
he
ignored
completely
it.
ignored it, and months and months.
I'm
and
like,
months
oh
went by.
man, I meant to totally answer that.
And then one day Matt calls me up or sends me a text, says, oh yeah, Brad's going to jam with us next week. Well, how? Well, didn't you say something? And we were completely confused about how that happened, but he ended up, I had a bass that I wasn't
I was just
using.
about to ask, did you borrow
Yeah.
a bass?
So Matt's like, hey, do you want to play bass with us? And I'm like,
Well, I do like.
I made this face, but I was at my computer, so no one could see it. But now that we're doing interviews, I can
Make
do
the
that.
face.
I'm like,
What actually was it?
so you guys want me to do my like 7-string guitar with octave pedal thing, right? Like, no, we want you to play bass. And I'm like,
What?
I just have to see the face he made.
I did the and I did
like
the chin thing.
Okay.
I didn't have a beard at the time, I don't think, so
Oh.
it was just like
Got you.
this. And Matt was then like, because I'm like, I don't want to tell them that I don't play bass, but I was thinking it pretty hard.
Right.
And then Matt's like, oh, we have gear, we have a bass. And oh, okay, yeah, I can do that.
I can at least try.
So I learned like 6 songs on my guitar, and the first time I played bass was at the first rehearsal. And they're like, oh, do you want this 5-string or this gigantic Thunderbird that's like weighs more than your head?
Do you want a real bass or the Thunderbird poser bass?
And I'm like, well, I've been playing a 7-string, so I'll try the 5-string bass. And it worked really well. So it turns out that BK and I both were not entirely upfront about getting in the band. But I'm like, I don't really play bass. And they're like, oh, you'll be fine.
No, you'll be fine. You got this. You got this.
That's awesome.
We don't really play guitar and drums.
Exactly. I think that was our exact response. I'm like, we don't really play our instruments. We're fine. Don't worry about it. We're winging it.
You go to hell. You're an awesome drummer.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I'll pay you afterwards.
And you're going to be a wonderful guitarist.
Someday it's all going to come together.
And then I'm like, oh man, I should get some gear. So I get, I'm repping King's X. Doug Pinnick, their bass player and vocalist, had a pedal come out like the week that I started playing bass. And I'm like, I should get that. So I bring it in and plug it in. I'm like, dude, you guys got to hear this.
Wait, have you heard it before?
I had played it through my headphones and that was it. But I've never heard it through a speaker before. Dude, this is going to be rad.
High fidelity.
And
It was awesome.
BK actually loved music for the first time in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I understand.
and honestly, when we do say Brad saved the band, it was, no joking around. After Jim had left, we had kind of just, because at that time BK and I had been playing together for
A decade.
So you just kind of hit that burnout, and
But we had a new album.
well, yeah, and that was the thing.
Not only that, you had the taste of a bass player.
We had the taste of a bass player, and we knew we weren't going back. So B said, we talked about it. He goes, I'm not going back to 2-piece.
I destroyed all of my bass mad scientist.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah, we're going to go on hiatus. So then the day later, it's like, oh, I wrote 8 songs.
So, and that's exactly what happened. B said, we were like, he goes, look, we're not going back as a 2-piece. It ain't happening. And I go, okay. And he goes, I just need some time. Let's just chill. And I said, okay, cool. And I think the last gig we played with Jim was in March at the Beauty Bar. God rest its soul. Not really. But we did that. And then
I wanted to do
by July,
Yep.
by June or July, we were in the studio and he's like, I got like 10 songs. You want to let's just hit fucking record and see what happens.
Right.
And we made that album, once again, as a 2-piece.
Which one was that?
That was Scars.
That was Scars. Okay.
So we did Scars as, that's the one thing that now we need to do. We've recorded every album as a 2-piece. So we really need.
He's not on Scars at all.
Because.
I'm like, hey, you guys haven't released that yet. Do you want me to come in and put like some tracks on? And then like the next day, it's like, oh, we mastered it. Sorry.
I have a question before we move on to the next question.
Mastering is an essential part of
Red
the
tape,
recording
yes, thank you.
part. Okay.
So I have a question for my wife because I was telling her some of your album titles.
But she's not here.
Why?
So you can't ask her.
From my wife.
Okay.
Why Zehuatanejo?
Zehuatanejo?
Zehuatanejo. That's a reference to the town from.
Yeah, I got
the greatest movie ever made.
Shawshank Redemption.
And so it was kind of a dare to myself to write a song using the name of the town, Zehuatanejo.
Good on you, man.
So,
as a songwriter.
When he came in and he told me, he said, hey, I'm gonna write a song and I'm gonna use Zehuatanejo. And I'm like, that is awesome. And sure enough, he did.
We should start playing that.
We need to. I know. That's what I was just
and
thinking.
I'm like, I automatically like you guys because you not only did a song, but you named the whole album that.
Yeah.
After the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah.
Ever made.
No, it was after the greatest song ever written.
No, Stephen King made that way before us.
Okay. My abiding memory, one more time going back to that first show, is I brought blueberry muffins for some reason.
You did.
Yes. It was one of those, we made blueberry muffins. You should take them to the gig.
Yes.
Okay. So I brought blueberry muffins. Backstage tip. And also, you guys played There's a Light over at Dr. Frankenstein's.
Oh, yes.
And I remember sitting there just going, that's a thing I know, and it doesn't belong with what you're playing, but you're doing it right.
Now, that came from...
You also did Lost.
We did,
Yes.
Which I remember thinking, they brought the keyboard literally for this one song.
One song.
And it justified. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine. That came from, we did a gig for the late Local Joe way back when, and they played, it was at the Artifice, and they had bands set up, and they played Rocky Horror, and then the bands played along to it. So we did the first three.
Seriously.
Yeah, we were like,
And I took it seriously as the finale.
yeah,
That's
Brad was on this show. Yes,
Awesome.
So I did like the
yes.
three. Was it all the end, or was it? It was like a couple towards the end.
Yeah, because
like,
you did. Yeah,
like the more mellow stuff at the end. And we took it seriously. And some of the other bands, which were
it was a train wreck in between. Yeah, I mean, we had one band the drummer just got up, like we were standing backstage,
And left.
we were sitting out there, and I was having a beer back like behind like where the loading is, and he comes walking out, and B and I go.
Aren't
What
you
are you
on
supposed to
stage?
be on stage? He goes, nah, fuck that, dude. That's a train wreck. I'm out. And he just walked off. But we did the first three songs. So it was RKO or
Science Fiction
double feature.
the Brad and Janet one.
Damn It, Janet.
Damn It, Janet.
And then
Into
into Rocket or into There's a Light.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, those were the funnest
perfect
thing,
songs,
and it was so much of a blast. I mean, because it was on the screen. Except we didn't realize when they did the intro how long the intro actually ran.
Yeah.
So we had to ad lib on stage, but B nailed it. I mean, he just kept jamming and doing what we had to do to cover that whole intro
It does
for.
remind me a bit of the guy with the glasses from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, dude.
It's astounding.
But yes, that's where, and that was the thing, and Brad was the closing guy. So, like, we opened it, Brad closed it. Totally
Small
fine.
world.
In between, fucking train wreck, dude. It was.
When Jim left, if I had known that anybody could play bass.
Well, no, dude.
I'm kidding.
No, I know, but this, I will, and just noticing and watching him play, doing some of the acoustic stuff we've done around town, you know, just sitting in, the licks that Brad adds as a guitar player on bass,
Right.
hands down, especially on Last Goodbye. Like, I mean, even when we do it live as a full band,
It fills
the stuff that he does,
all the appropriate
you know, and I mean,
marks.
I've heard some of what you've done actually, and it's definitely bass. You're playing bass. It's definitely a bass player style of playing, but at the same time, you can tell you've played guitar and you're trying to integrate it in there. And I like hearing that. I like when a bass player is trying to do more. You're not trying to play something that it necessarily doesn't fit. Like you're not playing slap funk or something.
no, and I mean, it would be easy for him to walk in and go, cool, dun 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 dun, dun, and just eighth note it, or whatever. And he's not, man, and that's what, in my opinion,
Sometimes it's
makes
got to be
it-
Jaco, and sometimes it's got to be Ian Hill.
yeah, exactly.
And knowing the difference,
Here's to full ass in it.
Exactly. There you go.
It starts with an empty glass. You need
Jim-
something.
Jim knew the difference. Brad knows the difference. It's very good.
Yes.
And I was like, my last gig up until then was like October at Beauty Bar. We seem to have that habit of
Oh yeah.
trashing our
I got one.
trashing our careers.
Yeah, I know.
after
Super
the
good.
Beauty Bar gig. But,
Even better.
but I was done. I started going back to school, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done. I was probably like a month away from selling my gear.
Oh,
I was done, and they're like, yeah, I'll do it, and instantly, oh, like I'm hearing music differently. I'm listening to different stuff. It's like my brain was rewired.
And we booked. I mean, we booked pretty quick. I mean, once we.
Thanks to me.
No, I know. It was all Brad. No, not only
Thanks to me.
Our first gig was Artifice with Brad. I mean, and that was our first gig. You know,
Right. And
in a while, and it was. But he.
I went to see Pet Tigers, and they're like, "Oh, we haven't seen you in years. What are you guys? What are you doing?" I'm like,
They're
"I'm
gonna be
playing
here Saturday."
I'm playing bass with Leaving Springfield. Oh, we love those guys. Do you want to open a show for us in 2 weeks?
Yep.
So I'm like, let me text the guys. And Matt's like, yeah, I'll do it. And BK's like, I'm a little nervous, but I called that yes.
Yep. And Brad was like, yep, we've done it. Yep, we're doing it.
And then I'm like, well, I'm all jacked up on Monster Ultra Red right now. So I'm going to write a set list. And then, so now I write the set lists.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm really good at it. That
Yes,
sounds
he
like
is
bragging,
good.
but I'm really good at it.
The best part about that gig is in rehearsal, we're kind of nutty about putting on a proper show and not standing there for 5 minutes tuning our guitars between songs. And
Right.
people came out, I just assume people come out to be slightly entertained and not
If
be...
you can get them to turn around from the video poker, you're doing
exactly,
something right.
you know, to do something. So in rehearsals, we're a little nitpicky, we're a little... and we go through the songs. But when we play on stage, it is just absolutely full throttle. And after we finish the set, Brad kind of comes over to me and goes, "What the hell was that?"
We're like 4 songs in, and I'm like, we weren't this good yesterday. It was like,
That was.
and then
what
our
happens.
rehearsals, like sometimes my daughter's home from college, and it's like, so I bring her to rehearsal, and she sits back and like, oh, we're like live good again in rehearsal when we have like one person.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
Yes.
Or if you hit the old red button, the red record. Yep. Moving on, a little more succinct answers, please,
Okay.
on this one. How long have you been playing music total?
I think my parents bought me my drum set when I was 16.
So you
but
started as a drummer.
I started as a drummer. A little bit of guitar.
Didn't ever-
Around 13, 14. Drum set at 16, but whenever I was in 8th grade, I started orchestra band.
Yeah,
So,
I'm the last of 5 children, so I was not getting a drum set.
well, I think seriously, I caught my parents on a good night from the Elks. I mean,
I was
my
gonna
dad was
say.
like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's get him a drum set. I mean,
And you, sir?
Piano lessons I started at 6,
7.
so that makes
oh shit, I didn't do piano
30
when I sucked. Yeah,
34 years, I
Yeah.
guess. But I started drums at 10 because my dad bought them for me and sent them home with me to my mom's house.
Wow.
Were your parents divorced?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
And then,
Ever revenge. Were they tin? Were they metal drums?
no, it was a CB700 kit. And let's see, I started guitar the next year, like 6th grade, I guess. And then moved out to Vegas 7th grade, and I got an electric guitar.
Nice.
And I've been playing bass for 9 months.
And you, deceiver and falsehood speaker?
Deceiver falsehoods. I have been playing in bars since the age of 13.
Which was
Don't
1968.
do that.
No. It wasn't 68, but that was 43 years ago.
I'm older than you? No, wait. That was 43 years ago you were playing in bars?
Yep.
At 13.
At
Okay.
13. Yep.
Quick math.
No,
Wait a
yeah.
56. Will be
You're
57 next
10 years
month.
older than me.
Yep.
That's my future.
Look at the man. He looks amazing.
He looks
I
really
mean,
good.
you do.
I'm the baby of the group, and I'm just going to hell. I'm all falling apart. Part of that was the army, but mostly it's just poor choices.
Hey, thank you for your service. Seriously.
right there. Thank you.
Yes.
They paid me to play
Yay,
guitar.
yay.
It was awesome.
Do you want something to drink?
No, I'm good.
I have a little bit cider left.
Yes. You want some Hanson's Mbop?
Those guys are really good, which makes me mad.
They are. Yes. I've caught them before on like Axis Channel or whatever, and you're just like, no.
No, dude, they really
I
are.
want to hate.
They,
You know?
you want to, but they actually really
It's like the
are.
first time I see John Mayer at Blues Trio. And you're just like,
Oh, yeah, but he's also got
Pino and Steve.
Steve,
Yeah,
he's
but
got
like,
an amazing band.
like,
Yeah.
all you know
But
of
you're
John
right,
Mayer
I
is
know.
the penny dropper music.
Yeah, he's not drunk. Yeah, he ain't cranking out no Bodies of Wonderland on that.
No,
set.
and you're just like, oh, I should be practicing.
Yeah.
Sting makes me feel that way. Anytime I hear something by Sting, I'm like, why am I not learning a new instrument or something? All right, moving on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah.
That was less.
There was going to be a lot of editing because we will battle.
No, trust me. The editing is mostly just camera one, camera two.
Or this is going to be a 6-hour interview because we will talk to you.
Oh, eventually I'll run out of stories. But early influences
Or beer.
Who wants to start?
Oh,
Early musical influences.
In Kansas, listening to the radio, you heard the same pretty much 4 songs over and over.
Oh, you mean like
and there was no like rock and roll really
Mm-hmm.
on the radio. And then I think it was Alice Cooper's Killers album came out, and it was so different. It was like it opened up a whole door of things. This is so different, and kind of started the whole rock and roll thing. And I understood that it was an act. Unlike everyone else my age who thought, oh, he's really eating babies and things. No, it's theater, it's music, come on now. And so, yeah. I got it.
Oh, and that's good that you got that. How old were you at the time?
That would have been 10-ish, 9-ish maybe.
They had music back then?
They did. We
Shot
spun it
fired.
on big stone tablets and it
Nice.
spun around.
We just hit rocks.
With the bird.
We didn't,
Yeah.
Just like the
we didn't
Flintstones.
hit logs with rocks, we hit rocks with logs.
Yeah, there you go.
How about you, sir?
First tape that I bought with my own money was Quiet Riot Metal Hell.
See, kids, before CDs,
We're tapes.
there were audio cassettes.
And I was 7.
A pencil was invaluable.
Yes.
I think I was 7 when I got that.
I'm going to go hit my
What?
head against something.
But 5th grade, I got Led Zeppelin 4 because one of my friends was like, oh, you have to hear this. And that was the entire 5th grade year. The only album I listened to was Led Zeppelin 4 over and over again.
Right?
And I feel like everything that I love about music is on that album somewhere. But my first rock concert was Alice Cooper on the Trash tour
Oh, wow.
when I was in 7th grade.
No.
Not like Kiss that you went to the year I was born.
Let's not talk about Kiss.
Well, not anymore.
They'll talk about themselves. Anyway,
I will say, just going the first
go to hell, Gene Simmons.
the first cassette I bought with my own money, and I remember, and my mom will hate this that I say this, but my mom took me to go see Purple Rain in theaters because I was such a big Prince fan, and that was the first cassette I bought. Prince, into that, and still to this day, I still think it's an amazing album. I mean, the guy was a god. Then he got weird, and all that. Then I went into, the hair metal because of that age. But I would say, for me, the biggest would be the grunge era. I mean, Alice in Chains, huge Alice in Chains fan. Pearl Jam, mostly Alice in Chains and Pearl Jam. And then now, even up to now, I've gotten in now that I say I'm older. I look Jason Isabel and the 400 unit. I'm a huge singer-songwriter guy. Drive-By Truckers, Lucero. But I think that's the cool thing, that I like to be able to listen to stuff that I wouldn't want us to play.
Right.
I mean, does that make sense? Because we know what we're doing, we love what we're doing, and I think that's the cool thing about...
Everyone say goodnight to my kid. Good night.
I think that's the cool thing about being a music fan, is you can just listen to everything.
Right, yeah.
And now there's like some bands like the Glorious Sons that I'm listening to, Butch Walker. Singer-songwriter, because to me, Butch Walker is just amazing. I mean, as far as the way he structures songs and does everything, and he's worked with everyone. So I definitely think I run the gamut, if you will,
Which leads me to...
Which I know we all do. I mean, I'm sure he's not still listening to Alice Cooper trash.
Quiet Riot, no. I turned
Which was an amazing album, dude. I remember. Yes,
I was just singing "Bang Your Head" in the car
Dude,
today.
when Night Tracks was on TBS, I remember that video.
Wow.
Holy shit!
But then they were on Solid Gold,
Oh, jeez.
and I'm like, dude, why is that dude just wearing pants and suspenders? What's going on? Like, no shirt. That was weird.
Well,
I turned into a big prog metal fan, like Dream Theater. And, yeah. I can't play any of that to save my life, but
right.
that's been...
So this is the
That's
second
the
interview that
one
Dream
stuff.
Theater's come up. And yeah, like they were definitely one of the main progenitors or pushers of that genre. But
Their new album is amazing, by the way.
Hmm.
It sounds like they actually had fun making it, which is kind of rare.
Which is what we do.
Yeah,
We have
I mean,
fun
yeah,
making
no,
records.
that is
I
one
wouldn't
thing.
know.
That's why.
Well, when
That's
we
why
make the
don't
next
go to
album,
studios.
that is one thing I will give.
We need to do a greatest hits album. Redo stuff.
wait, was that
And
greatest
have
hits?
Greatest hits.
Okay, just make sure.
Wait, just so you know, we have had music on the
We're-
2014. Was that it? And I didn't know this until I looked up on ASCAP.
Which one? Oh, yes.
We were on the. We had music on the 2014 Nickelodeon's
Kids' Choice Awards.
Sorry, what?
Yeah,
Who knew?
we
You
didn't.
never got notified?
We
No. Well, no, we got a 15-cent check.
Yeah. We don't look at the cut sheets very much.
About the royalties, baby.
Oh no.
We're
I'm
not.
just looking. You know, every now and then I'll get onto ASCAP sheet and I'll go, oh, where have we been
See, I
playing?
stopped looking at my ASCAP.
It's like, only my room. That seems oddly specific.
Yeah.
We're huge in the Belgium area.
Yeah. Also, when we get the Spotify reports, it's always weird. It's like someone in Denmark, and I don't know who you are. But thank you.
I got
Thank
people
you.
In, I got
Likes us
people
a
in
lot.
Europe that like my music or enough to not spend any money on downloading a song because it's free.
Right, but they'll listen the
But
hell out of
yeah,
it.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm
that's
never
what,
gonna-
thank God for the internet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, all of those. Thank you very much for that. And you talking also about what is currently, kind of giving you the jazz, so to speak. Leads me to my next question, which are what are your current influences, like when you're writing music, or even when you're just kind of warming up and getting ready to jam? Where do you go? That's like, who are you trying to either emulate, or who are you trying to channel, or just, hey, I like what they're doing there. I want to see how I can, work that into what we do. Is there any current musical influences that you're kind of digging on?
As far a current,
I realize that
I don't
there's a bit of
know.
a dearth of,
Well,
I'm
what are you listening to now that
What am I listening to right
informs
now?
your creative work?
and it doesn't have to be. Let me rephrase it. It doesn't have to be current musical artists.
my what I listen to, what's on my little speaker with the Bluetoothy something that plays. Aerosmith's "Done with Mirrors."
Nice.
The first album back, done so cheaply that there are parts where you can hear the drummer drop a stick, keep playing, and pick it up, and they were like, "Yeah, that takes good." I love that kind of energy and that kind of desperation.
That does. I will get. Yeah,
Fond
that,
memories.
when you get an album where they're just like, nope, there's some fuck ups in there. We're gonna keep it.
Right.
And
I only do one
I
take.
love that.
Don't
No,
have money. Don't have.
yeah, don't have the money. I mean, but
You had the
Uh,
high dollar money so that we don't go off the
Right.
racket.
right.
Oasis, always good. Of
course.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't have
You're a
pegged,
potato.
I wouldn't have pegged you for that, but I can totally see it influencing how you write.
Yeah, I think Tragic Light is a tremendous nod to the Oasis style of tunes. And let's see, what else is there?
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow, sure, why not?
Which one? Not with Sheryl Crow, but which album?
The album where she got kind of funky, kind of dirty funky. The second one that we all know.
Someone put it in
If
comments.
it makes you happy.
The one
Yes.
after she broke up with Eric Clapton.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's
yeah.
the one.
Is that it for sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yes. First cut is the deepest. Yes.
Except they did years ago had a song "Balls to the Walls," which is what just about only people know about.
Huh.
German metal,
Oh, dude. Yeah.
painfully in tune, excruciatingly in tune, and exacting and precise. Yeah. And they have kind of come out of retirement in the last few
Wait,
years.
they're called.
Except,
Yeah, no,
ACDC.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were moving on to some
Except.
just German metal and
No,
ACDC.
except
TJ, what's it like?
Wolf
TC,
Hoffman.
yeah, but the singer now
The
is like
singer, I forget his name, used to be with T.T. Quick.
Tiki Quick, or he was with
The band was
Quick,
T.T.
yeah,
Quick,
there you
yeah.
go.
And they are
You're
just
way out of my sphere,
killing it.
But that's
Yeah, no, I know.
And
I'm
always King's X, always. Because
Always.
I first saw King's X in probably 81 or 82 when they were called Sneak Preview, playing at the local bar. I walked in and they were as talented and as amazing as they ever were. And it was just a friggin' jaw dropper to walk in and go, oh, are these the guys next door? Well, I'll just go get my paper route back. Yeah.
This is
and,
back when you had more than one venue per town.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It was, they were They were shockingly.
Did you get the
stunning.
video I just sent you?
I did.
The song
I
for
did.
I think I sent you.
that album?
Yeah, very amazing. Yeah, that's
Okay.
me.
Well, thank you very much.
Sure.
One of the things I liked about doing these interviews with Room 6 is I'm exposed to a lot of musical, but that question is always interesting to me because I'm like, I don't know that, I don't know that, I don't know that, I don't know that.
Wait, I
Why?
saw Hosier last night, and he was amazing. So you should all go see him on this tour.
There
Definitely.
you go.
That's my current influence from less than 24 hours ago.
There you go. I'm sorry, I totally bypassed you, didn't I?
Yes. However,
Just like they did in the studio.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Bastards.
All right, moving on.
I
Moving on.
totally ripped off Counting Crows' second album for a song that I wrote.
Which is
I
cool.
know,
Yeah.
I didn't rip it off at all. It just,
So as long as Adam doesn't see this, we're good.
yes.
Repeat after me. All music is thievery.
Everything is thievery.
Don't watch this, Adam. Everyone else can.
Is Chuck Berry really dead?
No.
Yeah, his body's. Oh, anyway.
Because the internet blows up with every Yahoo who is just a Johnny-come-lately and is some obscure reference that everyone wants to pretend that they were into. And I never saw diddly squat about Chuck Berry.
No, he did die because they did.
I know he did, but I didn't see any posts, anything saying
He
damage.
has to be dead by now.
And he's
well, that was
shit.
No, I
That
did.
should be.
bullshit.
I did because there was. Oh, it was in the Steve Lukather.
Everyone say goodnight to my wife.
Good night
Back to my life.
All right. Which brings us to.
Are you recording?
Wait, what did we say?
Yeah.
Go 1, 2,
I'll-
3.
What were you
Oh, no,
saying?
I'm gonna-
before?
Three,
Oh, you
two,
already-
one.
I said jump cut.
One.
So.
There you go.
And.
See.
All right. 3, 2, 1. So I have to ask this question for those people that are watching this for some reason that don't know you, don't know your stuff. How would you define your musical style? Yeah. I lied to you. There's one question.
I
Those
like-
standard questions. A serious answer.
I
Who am I
kind of
kidding?
call it pop punk. We're not reinventing the wheel. Straight ahead rock and roll without any sort of shield of protection that these yahoos do now. Like, oh, we're doing uplifting rock, or we're doing healing rock. See, and that way you can't say, "Oh, I hate it," because then you
yes.
hate people. No, you feel free to
You
hate
like to
us.
kick puppies.
We're rock and roll. Come up to us, say we hate you or we love you. Either way,
Would you
it's
like to know
all
my
good.
take on your music?
What's that?
You are straight ahead rock and roll without the histrionics of the lead singer being all like, "Look at me!"
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
no,
all
I would. Yeah,
business.
that I will give.
You didn't see the jacket at the House of Blues.
that
House
was
of Blues show
fabulous.
jacket was badass.
Why haven't you
say
been
this.
wearing that at every gig?
I get
Where
wear it
is it
again.
today? I say that though as someone who, yes, I have been guilty of histrionics on stage as the front man and have been yelled at by a drummer on the mic saying, "It's not about you, Josh."
It is about me.
Shout out to Bob.
It is about
I know
me,
you
Josh.
I know you didn't know you had diabetes at the time.
It is about me
It
because
is.
I'm the singer.
Well, yeah, but the band was not the Joshua Courtwright band. It was. We won't go there. Anyway,
Everyone knows
This
that
is-
it was the Joshua Courtney band. We all
I'm not
know.
Dave Grohl. Oh,
Oh, come on now.
it's the Dave Grohl band. It always is. I love Foo Fighters. I
You
love
know,
Foo Fighters.
yeah, but you know what? He's still saving rock. He
There you
him
go.
and
Until he
Pearl
trolled
Jam-
everybody
Yep.
by saying that one terrible album that just came out is really good in the future of rock. But I'm not going to mention it because I totally got
But have
jumped
you
on.
have you seen or heard his 23-minute long?
Yes,
Oh,
and that was actually
And you're
kind
just
of
like,
fun.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Dude, to be able to do a 23-minute album at one time,
I mean,
like obviously not. You
He
know, but to
legitimately
piece it
played
together.
bass. He legitimately
played everything.
Yeah,
On that album.
even the freaking
Everything. The
And
Tiffany.
he said he did like each instrument a complete take.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah. Oh, I saw. Yeah, there's outtakes where he's like, you know,
Yeah, but I
20,
mean,
22 minutes in, and he's like, oh god.
That's the thing. If you dick it up
Yeah.
at 22:51,
But yeah,
who's
so-
starting over?
All right, moving on.
oh, so what I think, because no one ever told me what they sounded like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I figure since I'm new, then I
This is
should
the newest guy. Yeah,
You know what?
ask his
That is
opinion.
a great thing. What is your?
I think of it as
version?
sort of, to me, it sounds kind of grunge inspired, but crossed with like Cheap Trick, like power pop stuff.
Yeah, I'll
And
take
that really comes out on some of the albums more than how we do them live. But
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
There's a
definitely.
difference between some of the album stuff and some of the live stuff because I've heard both. And
One thing
that's the nice. As a musician, you're like, yeah, I don't want to do it exactly like I did in the studio.
One thing that's
Right.
really cool is that since BK doesn't have to play bass and guitar at the same time, he can play a note and then not play one right after it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it just lets it
I've
ring
noticed
and
that too.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so I can play notes one right after the other.
Right.
I think a great example it would be Velvet,
Absolutely.
which is off of Zay Watanejo, which we brought kind of back into the mix, and especially when we were at the House of Blues show. I mean, just because, and I not to say it to drop it, but it was a great example. BK just could let the chord ring and just let Brad and I carry it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And it's a whole wonderful.
powerful.
And plus, then you got to show the jacket off more.
yeah, but
He
plus,
sort of went,
yeah. What
Look at
Brad's
me.
doing and what Matt's doing in that song is more along the lines of what I heard in my head when I was recording it. So now there's a lot of moments where I hear something going on stage and I go, "That's how it's
You do the little happy dances.
Well, and that was
Yeah.
Never Enough. Never Enough was one that we kind of put on the back burner for a long time, just because when you cut and you know 100% when you cut a song in the studio, you can do it and do it and do it, and you can.
And it's still not right. Sometimes.
Well, but I mean, but then once you get it, you can dissect it enough, and you can do magic and make it work to where you want it to be. And then we tried to play for a while, even when we were still a two-piece. Never Enough was always there, and B was like,
close, but not quite.
and I'm like, listen here, you son of a
And
bitch.
then
We're playing this song.
Brad came in and was like, no, we're playing this song. This is my favorite song. We're doing this. And
And it was like,
you know,
I'm like, well, this is clearly a Deep Purple
Ooh,
inspired
right.
song.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
was
like,
like, yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about that. Deep Purple.
so
yeah.
I did not at all rip off the intro bass line from Smoke on the Water.
Please don't.
but
please don't
the
do it.
cool thing
I did not
is,
play the chromatics up from a minor third below to the note. I didn't do that at all.
and with the new guy in the band, it's a different push from me going, well, hey, why don't we play Never Enough? Why don't we play, Zewa?
Because no one cares what you think.
Exactly, because we've been together for, it's like a damn marriage. We've been
He's
together
talking again.
10 or 12 years, and
It
you
is
go,
easy to fall into the.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
yeah,
I know we did all that other really cool creative stuff, but it's just.
let's just go play the gig and just,
And now
get
you
through
have
it.
that fresh
And now you have a
blood,
new
yeah.
guy that goes, hey, man, no, I kind of want to, what if I do this on this song?
Yeah.
Which exactly is what happened, especially with Never Enough, and now that's our closing song. Well, not our closing song.
No.
Our closing song
Oh, jeez.
is The Beautiful Brad, but our
Wow.
second to last closing song.
It's really good.
Go to bed, kids. Okay, which leads me wonderfully to segue. Favorite show memory.
Oh.
Is there a memory that you're just like,
Oh,
that was a good show or
us
whatever?
playing.
Oh, that's playing. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Favorite show memory of one of your shows,
How far?
whether or not it was you on stage or not.
Well, I've got a couple of them, but where
Shocker.
do we want to go from here?
What about the one from the magazine?
Oh,
No, we're not. That's gonna happen.
No, you guys go. You guys go. And,
Shame
and
they
then
don't get
I'll
along.
start. And if B gives me the cut, I will tell.
Oh,
I will tell my story.
Okay. The first show that we played together was great.
We as in the three of you?
As in the three
Okay.
of us was great.
Which was amazing. Yes.
It was really good.
And where was that?
At the Artifice,
I think it was
Artifice.
with yes.
Pet Tigers and that dude who did Morrissey covers.
Yes. And I don't know the guy's name. I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
It was dude who did the
Dude who
Morrissey.
did
Yeah.
Morrissey covers.
Except only your wife knew that that's what it was.
Because my wife is a
Smiths.
crazy Smiths Morrissey fan. So I was like, the guy sounded a lot like Morrissey, and she goes, "You're an idiot." That was all Morrissey covers.
And then I go,
She was gonna say you're an idiot anyway.
That's true.
our show at the House of Blues, the last one.
The last show, House of Blues, yes.
Because that was just that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Kelly, I forget his last name.
Kelly May.
Kelly May really had
The entire
everything
crew.
And the entire crew. They really had everything dialed in.
Oh yeah,
and
the
it
House of
was-
Blues sound is. I still
was
remember
really
like,
good.
wait, there's a sound cut then? There's a sound cut.
Yeah.
Wait,
they have their
Oh,
stuff
that
together.
was the-
And like you look out there and you're like, oh, there's my mom. There's my
that
kid.
was-
There's my friend
yeah.
from work. There's the kid I went to Pearl Jam in high school with.
Right?
And that was part of the comp show, which, once again,
Lori Steele.
Lori Steele, we got to
Oh,
get
yeah, shout
Lori
out to
Steele on
Homegrown.
drums.
Yes.
Thank you, Laura.
She just played our song Sunday.
Yep.
It's the only thing I miss about, like, the only reason I might want to, like, revive the suspense and start doing rock shows again is to be on Homegrown.
Yes,
Get to play on Homegrown.
because they
We
do,
were
you know.
funny as shit on Homegrown.
Yeah, we.
I was very impressed with myself at the time.
Wow.
My story,
Okay.
and I will start it, and if B gives me the no, I won't, because when we were still a two-piece, we played up in Sherwin Oaks at a music festival. Right, we had been around for like
Right, Boo Fest.
Boo Fest. Yes, we had
sorry,
been around-
what?
Boo.
Was it like Halloween or something?
No, BUFEST. It's a very green sort of thing.
And it was on the grounds where they shot like what's her name? Something Medicine Quinn Woman, whatever,
Quinn.
whatever. Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and like MASH may have been shot
Really?
there. It was gorgeous, and there was like a shitload of bands, and we had started, and we were on one of the earlier stages, and we drove out the night before.
Right.
By all means, you can veto this anytime because this is.
I don't know where you're going.
Once I start,
Oh, man.
It's all right.
so we get to the hotel and we're all cool in the gang and we're like, oh, let's go get something to eat, you know. So we went over to the grocery store and I was like, I'll grab some stuff for breakfast, and I grabbed a bag of dried apricots.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, cool. There we go. Thank God.
It's all right. It's all good.
So
We've all been there.
so we wake up, and we're good. We had like In and Out the night before. I had like a beer or two. We were all good to go. Called it a night. Woke up, had my Diet Coke in the morning. As we're driving over to the venue, we set up, ripped through a bag of apricots.
Gee, what could possibly have gone wrong?
Exactly. Not knowing. And so we set up, and we sound check, and shit gets serious. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Huh. Ooh. So we get through
What
sound.
I'm saying is they got funky.
Yeah.
I like that this is your favorite story.
Well, this is a memory. This is a good one. So we get through sound check. We make it, and we're getting ready. You know, we have some downtime to go on, and there were some situations again.
Some situation.
And it was scary, but we made it through the show. So I do remember that is one of the shows. And then like I shit you not, and I feel free, make fun of me. Like 4 weeks went by. I was working with somebody at work, and they was like, "Hey, I got a whole bag of apricots there. Just be careful if you eat too many; it'll give you the shits." And I'm like, "No, you sucker! You know, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, you couldn't have told me." But that was, you know, but we did LA. We did a couple of shows in LA, but I would say
The time he was incontinent due to apricots.
that was one of the stories. I mean, look, I can tell the Brad stories. The Brad stories are great. The Brad stories is awesome. Brad saying
I have one I have
but
to
I do have to add, you know.
When we did the other show in LA at the comedy place.
Yes.
We were a band tucked in the middle of all these comedy acts.
Because that's always a good idea.
Of course.
And we were funnier
Yes.
than all the other acts.
Yes.
All the other actual comedy acts came on, and you could just see people going,
Yeah, I don't go see live comedy anymore.
except for
Experiences like that.
I would say the act that equaled us was Go Vomit. Do you remember them, or were they just called Vomit?
I think they were just called Vomit.
And I'm not sure if they turned into
This is my life.
the duo, not Starsky and Hutch, but the singers.
Tenacious D?
No. You've lost that love and feeling.
Righteous Brothers?
Righteous Brothers?
No. Oh, that is the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah.
No, they covered it too.
They did
Hall and Oates. It would be
hang on.
Garfunkel and
Garfunkel and Oates. I think, and that may have been.
Wait, those two ladies?
Yeah,
They
we
may
can't
have
because
turned into them.
this would have been, we were together.
They're awesome, by the way.
In 2008, yeah.
We were so, and it was two girls that they came out, and now that you say that,
Yeah, no, they've been on the scene for a lot longer than people
and they were funny. They were too funny for the room.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really smart and really funny, and people missed that. But it was the kind of thing where you could say, "Oh, yeah, they've got it.
That could
They
actually,
got it.
and I can't 100%. You, Crazy J would know because I think Crazy J was kind of involved in that. But
Yeah.
that may have been. Now that you say that,
Yeah.
it may have been Garfunkel and Oates that
Yeah.
we played with. It was like a whole thing.
I got exposed to Garfunkel and Oates on At Midnight.
Yeah, and
Hardwick,
Yep.
and I was just like, they didn't sing. On
And
the
but
show.
no, don't. Editors, no, we're not saying we play. Well, it could have
Yeah,
been.
yeah,
no, no.
We have to follow it up.
They were
'Cause there
very
was two
similar.
girls.
It's just a stage
It was
with-
2 girls, and they were funny as shit. And
It
now
was.
that you say that, it
Yeah,
may have
I know.
been because it could have been around the time. But
All right.
Or perhaps we're Garfunkel and Oates, and we got the idea from them.
that's
You are a bit crunchy.
That is-
Hi-oh.
hey-o.
Now, did we hear your favorite?
No, you didn't.
See, I remember. I didn't forget you.
Brett's
Good
talking
thing I
again.
saved the band.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Here, step on.
Okay, so House of Blues was really great because again, my mom and my kid got to see me, and I could see them because usually it's lit and you can't see anything,
Right.
or at least I can't. But the last beauty bar gig we played before, whatever,
Yeah.
there were girls dancing while we were playing to our songs, right?
That's
And they were
always nice.
That
they were
doesn't-
cute.
Yes,
They
and
were very
that
cute.
doesn't happen to me a lot because I play a lot of solo acoustic
Yes,
guitar, instrumental music, which girls don't like generally.
Why do you think I started a rock band? I was doing the acoustic thing, and I was like, I want the.
Yeah, and so like after the one girl and her friend were like, "Oh, you should come dancing with us," and I'm like, "Well, fuck yeah, I am." And so then I'm dancing, and I'm like,
And that's
"Oh,
all
this
that
is cool."
happened, right?
It literally was because
But
I'm
be-
old as shit.
But BK and I went and looked and go, our boys grossed up. And we went home. We were both like,
Boys
so
grossed
we're
up.
going home. We took our gear. We went,
So I go home because I have like one of my other gigs is playing at a church thing Sunday morning. As you can tell by my carriage and language, but like I wake up and because I've been dancing for an hour or whatever, and I don't do that because I'm Baptist, and so I wake up and I feel like I've been hit by a truck.
We're back. And for those of you just joining us, you're late. We're leaving Springfield, and we're just going over some of their favorite venues they like to play.
I like Vamped.
Okay?
Good people,
Yeah.
good stage.
You feel the kick drum in your chest.
You do, and people go there to listen to music, which sounds like duh, but most places the people aren't there to listen to music. They're there to try to figure out why no one's paying attention to them. So it's kind of
Or their game.
very hipster and annoying. You get comments like, you didn't sing anything about vegan unicycles, so you're a racist.
The thing I like
Okay.
about a place like Vamp is you can wear whatever you want and listen, like any kind of music you want. And you are a lot like me on stage. If you're playing, say, a show with some really heavy acts,
Right.
and everybody's in black,
Yep.
you wear whatever you want.
And
I
we
wear
always
whatever I
do.
want.
We always just wear
Right.
whatever. There's
I mean,
no.
you two could fit in at a metal show.
Sometimes it's a poofy shirt
Sometimes it's a
Right.
and a
fancy shirt.
fancy jacket.
I have seen the poopy shirt, not the fancy jacket though. But I remember walking through, playing the dive bar. Yeah, and shout out to that Angry Scots PA mixing sound guy. He was hilarious. If you just go in and love him.
I think I'm the only person that he likes. Like every time I've played a show there with other bands, like he hates everybody and then he's super nice to me.
I just like it because you just tell me where you want me. All right, cool.
I will not bring my stuff in before you tell me.
Exactly.
Even the
Yes,
you
but
haven't gotten here
I
yet.
remember playing a show at Dive Bar, and we were in between. The Suspense is an indie rock act that I was a frontman for. We were in between two metal bands, and when I say metal, I mean the first band was metal, and the headline
fist
act,
fuck your face.
the headline act was goth makeup metal, and I'm walking through that act, and I'm walking through the venue. Every single person was black,
Bless you,
had
people.
safety pins going on, black dyed hair and everything. And I'm walking through wearing, I think it was like a red shirt that said bacon in the shape of a pig. And I'm like, I'm the most metal fucker here.
Yeah.
I'm wearing whatever I want. So there you go. We lost someone.
He's back.
And like this, he's back. Louis, magic.
It's magic.
You all right there?
I'm good.
Want me to punch you in the gut?
Why not?
Okay. So, all right. So your favorite venues? Wait, sorry. Did you?
We had a total blast at Evil Pie.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Great pizza.
Tiny, but it was packed. There were people there to hear music and us for some reason. And
The pictures I've seen they're literally in your face.
yeah,
That was the thing. Like the stage drops and the bar is like to that window. I mean, it's right there.
The
So
whole
the people
venue is this size.
is this size. So it's very. They're right there.
It's-
I mean,
it's-
and it
intimate.
sounds good. Like the
Yeah.
speakers on the stands are forward, but they're right by your head, so you can hear
Well,
them.
the person
But then
that-
they play right. They reflect off the wall right back, so you can hear really well, even though it's not necessarily a traditional PA setup. But it was we just had a blast. It was fun.
Question: did you run your own sound, or were you?
No, they have their sound- they have a sound person.
Yes.
Lacey did.
Ferguson. Shout out to Lacey Ferguson. You're an awesome
Yeah.
sound person.
and she's awesome.
You are respected.
And you know what it is? I mean, in my opinion on that one, it's just like an old school rock show. I mean, it's like just
Yep.
get up and here you go. We can hear the vocals.
What do you got?
The
Here
guitar's
we go.
there. Let's
and
do
people there to hear music. There's
Yeah.
no concern about vegan unicycles.
No, the thing is, five
awesome.
people. Five people makes it feel like it's a full
Indeed.
it. Right. Yeah.
But there was
Um,
30, so it felt like 100.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, we played with Pink Spiders there, and that was a
I've heard good things
great
about
show.
Pink Spiders. Yeah.
Awesome.
So good.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, I would back them. Vamped, Evil Pie, and then of course I would say for me, I mean, also another one just to add on House of Blues because the fact that they support local music
It's huge.
and
It
let
is.
and give you the opportunity to play. And Kelly May and those guys are amazing.
Right.
I mean, to let you step on, and they actually give you a sound check. Hey, what do you need? What do you want?
Yeah, the pros.
And they're not, I mean, they don't have to. They can be total dicks,
Right.
because we're a local band, and they're like, we don't care, whatever. And they're awesome.
Yep.
So,
House
yeah.
of Blues is awesome.
Yeah.
Mandalay Bay, on the other hand, just a bottle of water. Really? That's all you're giving talent? You play upstairs? Seriously?
Wow. I mean,
Hey,
I have.
they gave me anything I wanted, and I had that awesome pulled pork sandwich. So
yeah.
Wow.
damn.
We had
Okay.
coffee with actual half and half.
Yeah.
weird.
That was nice.
So I forgot, what was that last one we did? Oh, Bunkhouse. Which
Ooh, yeah.
Bunkhouse,
it was more that we were having a blast. I mean, it was great, but there were I don't know, we were in a funny mood. And there was a weird delay thing on the vocals, so I'm like, oh, and BK picks up and we start harmonizing weird space improv stuff.
yeah.
Nice.
That's-
Bunkhouse is another great venue.
and that was an example of how we roll. We really don't care if someone's there. We're playing for us.
Oh,
Is it crooked? Hello.
Thank you.
crooked.
There we go.
That's okay.
I'll
We've
back
had
that
enough.
up and we'll rewind that.
We've had enough.
Go
beers.
home, camera. You're drunk.
I'm really not concerned about if there's a crowd or not because sometimes there isn't.
Yeah.
We're just-
Because you go on last.
yeah. 'Cause we're-
You headline.
The headliner goes on first.
I'm really not concerned with who's there. If you're there and you want to have a good time, great.
Right.
If there's no one there, I and we do the same show. And if we just do it for us, that's fine. If you like us, great.
And I apologize to that girl that I called out for talking while I was talking. But I did have the microphone and I was in the band.
No.
So how about you shut up and listen to what I'm saying,
I
damn
can say
it?
whatever I want to.
Because
Yeah.
it was important. I had a little thing I was saying.
If you can hear the lyrics on
important,
stage,
yeah.
try listening to them. If you can't hear the lyrics,
Yeah, just go
They're
ahead
not
and talk
trying.
amongst
Exactly.
yourselves.
all right.
Not a
So
problem.
those are your favorite venues. My personal favorite venue, I'm on the fence. I House of Blues downstairs was amazing, and also you're like, this almost feels like I'm in the big time, and it was amazing.
That stage was so huge though that I could only get to halfway to the drums and my cable ran out and I'm like, hey BK, who's like 4.5 miles away from me.
That was the weirdest thing though.
I
And
can
the
almost see
ProRiser
your
show,
jacket.
I wanted to do the I'm gonna put my foot up and jump off the. No, I literally just kind of.
At our age, you can break you can
You
break
break a
something.
hip,
Yeah, you can break a hip that way.
I think, other than House of Blues, I played on the end of a barge that was beached on a little island out at Lake Mead. A private party, We got it was a totally different band doing covers, but yeah, riding in a little metal skip and hoping your gear stays in the boat.
Oh my God!
yeah.
Really?
And oh, by the way, there wasn't a light, so it was illegal what we were doing.
So then it's just, we're just going to set up.
And then we get there, and they were running power from boat to boat because they were all beached there next to each other. and
Nope, B would watch it and go, no, this ain't happening.
Nope. You want to talk about the most appreciative
electricity
audience.
over water?
You want to talk about the most appreciative audience, though, because they're literally sitting on the sand. You're on a barge playing to them with a floodlight.
You know what? Actually, I do gotta say it just because you said another great venue, and I don't know, and it's not like a call out thing. But I don't think they do as much original local stuff. I think they're kind of doing the cover thing, which is cool, because that brings people in. Is Goldmine Tavern. Man, when we did Goldmine, Goldmine was so awesome, and I hope they kind of bring back. I hope they kind of let some locals jump in before the headline, like before the headlining cover band or whatever would be cool. But I get it. I mean, hey.
Goldmine Tavern has been booking local bands like Viridian.
Are they starting to
Viridian
again?
played there not too long ago, and shout out to Viridian. And I know that I've seen other bands say that they're playing there. I haven't seen any.
I know Wicked Garden did, but I don't know because they've been doing original stuff.
I think they'll book anybody that they think will.
Well, for a while they were saying like, oh, we're just doing.
Yeah, because for a while they started doing
Which is
cover
interesting
stuff.
because a lot of venues won't do cover acts because of the whole ASCAP BMI. They're getting in trouble.
Oh,
hell, they're never going to find out about that. It's only
Boulder City Hotel will not book you.
Yeah.
Of course.
You're getting in trouble because of me.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm reporting all that shit, so I get my $4.50, like a quarter.
Nice. All right.
Sorry.
Next question. Moving on.
That was me. Wait. San Antonio.
You
said on the
me.
water. It was your fault. When I was in the Army band in San Antonio, we played the Fiesta Parade, and we're on boats. Like, on the parade. David Robinson was on our boat.
But you were on land. Right?
No, we were in the boat.
But you were in a parade on land, is what I'm saying. Or you were actually on
No,
water?
the parade was down the Riverwalk in San Antonio.
Okay. Isn't that weird?
Yes. It was fun, though. I was playing, like, bass drum or cymbals or something, though. So, nothing cool.
I'm in band.
But our other group was playing like a jazz combo was in another boat ahead of it. But it was like being on a boat while it's driving. And cruise ship, that's something else. This boat was a little like not large. Smaller than your kitchen living room.
No drum solo?
Area. Well, yeah.
On the one drum.
No, there was a snare dude too. Because it was an army band, so we had like marching band type stuff.
All right.
Anyway, so that was a fun venue because, the Riverwalk is cool. And the San Antonio Riverwalk is better than other Riverwalks.
Ooh, shots fired. I'm gonna have to put a sound effect in there. All right. As a band, what's a dream show that you always wanted to play?
I don't really have one.
Really?
I don't. I guess, as far as a venue,
Right. I mean, because I know you guys.
I want to open for King's X. I'm just saying. I'll throw that out.
that would be a dream gig.
Right?
Yeah, that would be cool. Yes.
That gig where they pay you to travel around the world and play your music?
No, been there, done that.
Okay.
No fun.
Now, you guys actually have, as a two-piece, you were in a movie, right?
Our music was. Sorry,
that's what I meant. Your music was in a movie.
It was about a foot race.
Yes.
But you've also been on,
Because it wasn't really about a foot race, it was something else.
Yeah, no, and we also Lost was also in
an indie film that was
an indie film that was presented at
Sundance.
yeah. Which
when
was
I heard,
cool.
first time I heard Lost, I was like, this should be in something like a CSI episode or something.
Yeah, it's
a very Vegas song, like a late night Vegas
it's
on the strip.
It's very weird, the songs of ours that have been used in TV and movies and things, because we don't really have a choice in it. They just say, "Hey,
We'll give you money.
we'll use this." And actually, they don't even talk to us.
Yeah.
We have a
Publisher?
third party folks that will do
Right.
that, and we have. It's nice because we've kept all our publishing and everything. We haven't
That is
sold
one
any
thing
of our
that we,
things, so
you know.
we own everything.
So God forbid if like Selena Gomez or anybody from Disney wants to record one of our songs.
That's
I don't
right.
think she's with Disney anymore.
Well, okay, then any of the new Disney kids,
She's with
we
that
are going to
dude
be
who
loaded.
does the stuff.
Yeah.
Be dollar.
Oh, hang on. And this is quick. My dream gig, honestly, as cheesy as it sounds, I would love to play back in my hometown of Warrensburg, Missouri with this band. Because
I would also like to play in Matt's hometown of Warrensburg.
they've never seen this band, so
But those people came
Well,
at 172.
Well, no, like some people have come out and seen
There
me that
is-
I went to high school with.
there
but I
is
mean,
a certain
yeah.
thing about someone who only knew you back in high school, like way
Right.
before the music thing, even. Then and seeing like, oh,
That would be cool
Wow.
for me, and it would
Let's
just be
do that next year.
We should like next year,
Right.
like just to pack up and drive
Let's
down.
do that.
Like my high school band did it. 20 years or 15 years ago or 14, whatever, and it was cool. But yeah, I would love to do it with this band because I know, this band
Let's
has been
do
the one
that.
that I've been in 10 years.
there you go.
With,
So coming to that
Warrensburg, Missouri, right there.
All right. Moving on to gear.
Mhm.
And I know, especially you drummer,
Oh well.
bit of a gear whore, but current gear.
Current gear.
Yes.
Always a staple is the DoD 250 overdrive.
Okay.
I have been a lifelong Marshall and Thesis Audio enthusiast. Thesis Audio makes a very cool preamp called the Power Valve. Not a lot of them out there. I don't know if they're still in production or not, but I actually had a hand in designing it a little bit. It was kind of like, does this work? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. And
no sponsorship deal.
no sponsorship deal. Don't need it. Talk about it fondly for no money. Recently, had a
But if you want to sponsor them,
and this is kind of embarrassing in some ways. I plugged into this amp that was in a room at a rehearsal hall, and I thought this is the best thing I've ever heard. I assumed it was a very high dollar boutique amp, and I found out it was the cheapest amp you could possibly friggin' buy.
cheaper than a Fender Frontman 25R.
I think so.
It's slightly above that.
The Bugera
Couple
V55,
upstairs.
and it's just absolutely perfect.
Once you did
Once-
more magic on it.
Once you work on them to where they stop turning on and off by themselves,
Details.
details. But
We mentioned the mad scientist thing, and
Yeah.
he took it apart, resoldered everything, so now it's a tank.
it's a tank.
Yeah.
But I like it because it's the right sound for me. It's like what I want to hear. It's very similar to a Fender Twin, but it's got a little bit more of a Marshall EQ to it. I also dig it because there's no reason you can't make a decent amp that everyone can afford. So I dig it from that aspect as well, because there shouldn't be a reason why you have to go out and drop $2,000 just to have a proper amp.
Right. And I agree with you on that. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, too many times you end up relying on pedals to get
Right.
your tone
Right.
when a good amp, and the right amp, and maybe the right guitar will.
And this shows just how kind of good that amp is. All of their other products aren't the sound for me. I'll be blunt about that. But the V55 is just right up my alley. We did the show at House of Blues, and my entire pedal board went AWOL. All I had was the amp,
AWOL.
as in I
Totally
forgot
forgot
it.
to bring it.
I thought you meant like suddenly it was
Nope.
no more.
And even though we were there 5 hours
5
early.
hours is like at the last second. Oh, I don't have my pedal board.
No one bothers to tell me, by the way.
Yeah.
So the last song
not
got
like you
called
were, I don't know,
inaudible.
It's not like you were, I don't know, local or anything.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things, but yeah.
Dude, it sounded
Yeah.
it sounded
It sounded
amazing.
sick. It was-
And my guitar, 76 Les Paul Deluxe,
Ooh.
which I can play now that I don't have to have all my bass weirdness plugged
Right.
into it. And again, guitars people can afford. I've got a buttload of Epiphone Les Pauls that are way better than my recently manufactured Gibson Les Paul. It's like there's no reason you can't make a decent guitar.
That phone Les
And
Paul
it's,
plenty is totally
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah.
I wish I had one, to be honest.
Yeah.
My turn.
Your turn.
Talk to us about your bass.
Yamaha TRBX 60,
Yes.
305 and 605, different versions.
Yes.
The 605 you can switch between active and passive, and it's got a cool flame maple top, which I dig. But the 305 was like $400, sounded incredible. Instantly, that was my instrument. And I will talk about Yamaha a little bit. They don't give me any money. I teach at a store that focuses on beginner lessons and beginner instruments. And I grab any Yamaha guitar off the wall, and I can give it to a kid and know it's going to be in tune. It's not going to have jacked up, sharp fret edges.
Oh, I hate that.
Or I can play it. Any other brand, even the ones that are known for high-end guitars, their basic entries are garbage. Yamaha makes accessible instruments for everyone all across their range. And you know, they're used by Billy Sheehan, John Patitucci, Nathan East,
A lot of
big dudes,
guys, yeah.
and also me.
Especially you.
And
And if they want to do a sponsor,
The guy that saved Living
The
Springfield.
guy that
yes,
saved
the
Living
guy who
Springfield.
saved Leaving Springfield, who was mentioned, the drummer was mentioned in Rolling Stone. Anyway, so there's that. Yamaha was phenomenal. Tech 21 DP3X Doug Pinnick signature pedal saved the band and music for everyone.
Indeed.
Literally,
Indeed.
joy in a box.
Joy in a box.
I talked this up, but like
it's
the first time he smiled in rehearsal in 9 months was
Yes.
because of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it just like it sounds amazing. Everyone raves.
It does.
Sound dudes at every bar we play was like, oh shit, what is that?
Yeah.
And I have I play Mesa Boogie Subway D800 Plus amp, and I've got a couple of their Subway cabs. And there's a little Mesa Boogie mojo that's really cool. When it all links up, it's really like, again, sound dudes who freak out over the one just go nuts over the whole thing. And as a guitar player, originally, it's just awesome when everyone's freaking out about your bass tone. So Yamaha Tech 21, Mesa Boogie.
Done.
Yes.
Done, son. Nice.
Me. I've had
Wait, let me start a stopwatch.
no, I swear, no, it'll be quick. But I love everything. I have a pork pie kit, pork pie drum percussion, made in America in California. Got it in
Does
2005.
California count still?
Still America.
Is that your red, white, blue one?
Yep, my red, white, and blue kit. It
That's
is
the raddest drum
gorgeous kit.
Wait, I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you.
The
real quick.
bucko-
I have to
the bucko
ask a
is
question. I have to ask a question real quick. Back to you real quick. Do the flames make you play faster?
No, it's flamed maple. It doesn't have flames on it. God.
And play.
There we go. Pork pie. My red, white, and blue kit. It's a gorgeous red, white, and blue 14 by 7 snare, 14 by 14 rack, 16 by 16, 18 by 18 floors, 18 by 26 kick. So it's a big beast of a kit.
Yeah, it is.
I've never, we've recorded with it. The only thing I've ever switched out is I switched over to a smaller pork pie snare just because that snare will rip your fucking head off.
So you don't get like into boutique snares or
No, my pork pie snare, my other one is a gorgeous little squealer.
Mhm.
So it's about a 5.5 or maybe a 6 by 14. Gorgeous kit. That's pork pie is all I use as far as kit, and that's just I love their stuff. I've had them since 2005.
and if they want to sponsor.
Actually, yeah. Symbol wise, I just signed it. I signed a small little incident. We'll say, or not incident. I'm sorry. I signed a small little deal with Saluda cymbals.
Oh, okay.
So I love them. They are wonderful cymbals.
Congrats.
They take a beating, and they are amazing.
I mean, they don't take a Matt Norcross beating.
Well,
Nothing makes a Matt Norcross
and my sticks are Diamond Star, which is another company that I just started working with. and they are amazing. DW kick, single. I'm lazy. I'm old. I'm not doing double. Our songs don't need double kick.
Honestly, double would be wasted on your music, I think.
You know what? I'm a huge Earl fan. I'm a huge Sean Kenny fan. Even though I'm sure he probably does use double.
What about Taylor Hawkins?
Oh come on, Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna replace Dave Grohl in the one of the greatest bands, as far as who's one of the greatest drummers you're gonna replace him with, Taylor Hawkins. And come on, it's the boom. But yeah, that's my kit, and I love it. It's my go-to kit. I've had it since 2005, and it's my baby. I will never replace it.
Jocko only needed 4 strings though.
I know.
Yeah, you never played with a pick.
I play with a pick and 5 strings.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's 5 more half steps of rocking.
Wow. Don't spray. All right.
You have to watch. You have to watch.
Never.
You have to
wash over
tomatoes.
all the fruit. I would never.
It preserves. Anyway, moving on from your current gear to your dream gear. Is there any sort of any Wayne's World moment of someday you'll be mine?
No, because I've kind of
You've customized yours.
I've customized enough things, but also I've got what works. I've still got the walls of Marshalls and things, which I like turning around and seeing them. So
You've seen Room 6.
There will probably be those on gigs, just because I like leaning up against them and I like having the sound up by my ear, and driving it all with the Bugera. But yeah, I just want what works now. There is my brother, who is an electronics wizard, has a pedal out right now that we're working on that's kind of a replacement for my DoD 250 pedals, which will be a little bit more versatile, but still have that same great tone.
Is this going to be for you, or is it going to be a market?
Probably just for me, but we'll see.
And other people that he knows.
And maybe other people that he knows.
Hint.
All right. How about you? Any dream gear?
Same manufacturers. I would punch a dolphin for a Yamaha 10-string bass. So like 5-string, but with the double courses.
Great. Now I got to put a picture of that in.
We're losing the
I just think that would be cool.
Are we done?
Honestly, I think I am. That Tech 21 Doug Pinnick pedal is amazing. I also use a tri-octave pedal that TC Electronic makes that has the original tone and then an octave down and an octave up, which sort of makes it like it'd be a 15-string, I guess, which is rad as shit.
Whoa.
And
how do you play a 15-string bass?
like you play a 5-string bass. Same concept as a 12-string or a 8-string bass, but with an extra string. On tons of Tom Peterson Cheap Trick stuff.
He does. He has a 15-string. He does. You're
Or
right.
a 12-string and an 8.
Yeah, he made
and then
it, yeah.
Jeff Ament from Pearl Jam does also. But because now I use a pedal for that, but it would be awesome to just have that in a bass. But if I didn't, if I could get that Doug Pinnick pedal with the octave, the Micropod Electro-Harmonics octave or the TC Electronics 7-Up, that would be amazing because it would be only one thing that I would have to carry instead of all the other stuff, which still I can carry my entire bass rig in one trip, which is fucking glorious.
Yeah.
That is not something I could have done as a guitar player.
Yeah.
I still remember helping the bass player with a stage that for some reason was this high and had no way other than lifting the stuff up to load the gear.
Get that.
And he had
the Ampeg
and his amp was like this high.
Exactly.
And it wasn't Ampeg, it was I think Marshall, but it was heavy. And it was back when I was like, I could lift that, and I was sore. Anyway,
Like that 45-degree ramp at the beauty bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was well thought out.
That was genius.
We're like, well, I'm either going to fall off trying to get to it,
no, you know
or
what's got
fall
that
down
beat?
it.
Adrenaline, which was Cheyenne Saloon,
Oh yeah.
which was the ramp. It was like the length of this island, and it was about like that. And you're just like, yeah. How about you? Dream gig? I mean,
No.
dream gear rather.
Love my gear. No pork pie.
Really?
Oh, my pork pie set. I
Yeah.
would never
A
change.
drummer who isn't lusting after something.
Nope. My pork pie kit is amazing because I can
Wow.
drop the 18 if we're at a smaller venue.
Mm-hmm.
My salute cymbals are just right there, and my DW pedal, and I use King Cobra, two leg hi hat. Nothing. I love everything. Thank you.
Cobra.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait,
But wait, there's more. Now how much would you pay?
a Mesa Boogie 4x12, 4x10
Oh, wow.
cabinet to go with my
See.
totally
I
awesome.
think he's begging
bass
now.
amp.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Now he's just.
Honestly,
But they actually
for
make
me,
that one, so I just have to get an actual job
See,
and
what-
get one.
which
Or we need to go on tour.
which
And then I'll be in the hole.
which
They
leads
can't
me
get
to
it.
which leads me to a question that isn't one of my normal questions. You once mentioned in an interview, BK, that this was your bowling league. When was the last time you all went bowling?
My bowling league.
Yeah.
We've never gone bowling.
We never have.
We never have.
Individually,
should do
we've done
that.
bowling, probably.
You should.
I know.
And you
I know
should film
personally.
it.
I know personally that I have bowled before,
Yeah.
but I don't know that they have. So
I think it would make a great
I have.
music video if you film yourself bowling in all your shenanigans and then put it to some
As long
song.
as we can use the bumpers, I'm in.
Yeah.
And the rack.
The rack. Yeah, I need the rack.
I need the
Because if not, it's going to be a lot of this.
All right. I just had a deep dive on one interview.
That's all right. That's all right.
I can't even remember where it was from.
Is it the one where they said I was blonde?
Negative. But it was.
Or
it
their
was after
current-
he had joined the band.
Their current bass player Jim.
No, it was
So Lori calls me Jim now. So
Lori Steele.
yeah,
If
she's
she
like,
calls you Jim,
she's
your
like-
name's Jim.
she's like, from now on, you're Jim.
Yep.
I'm like, well,
She's like,
Jim.
we'll not
I'm
deal
Brad.
with you.
I'm now Brad
At
Jim
least she's not
Bailey.
calling you not Jim.
See, that's what I'm like. Yeah, I'm not Jim.
Whatever you say, not Jim. All right. My last question before we get to the performance part of things is
Which we did not record before.
Edit.
I'm gonna grapefruit you. Movie magic.
When life gives you lemons, hold down your enemies and squeeze the juice into their eyes.
The funny thing is, humans created the hybrid that is a lemon. We made it ourselves. All right, that's your science tip from room 6. So last question. Any maintenance tips out there for new guitarists, bass players, drummers?
Keep stuff clean. That always helps.
Yeah. It's tough.
Always have backup cables. And even gear, if you leave it in the same setting all the time, you never change it. Hey, every time you go up to them, turn the knobs back and forth, or else they get sticky, weird, and staticky. And
Maybe mark those settings with whiteout or something, so you remember where
So
they
you
are.
remember where they are. Yeah,
I've been guilty of that.
yeah.
I've had Lacey Ferguson actually yell at me for my tone.
Really?
It was bad.
I play bass, so I don't have to tune anymore.
For 9 months?
Yeah. How about general guitars maintenance
Oh,
tips? If you gotta know, then you gotta know. That's okay.
Let's see. Gosh, I feel on the spot.
It's an interview.
Yeah,
You're supposed to. How about
God.
don't store it with a pick in the strings,
yeah. There's
like I have upstairs in room 6.
yeah. A lot of my students do that. It's weird, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna start playing with the pick and the strings," and they wonder why it's weird. Anyway, cables is really important, and modern, depending on the company, bass amplifiers use speak-on cables instead of the 1/4 inch that are used on guitars and other
that's
such.
important.
And some go from speak-on to 1/4 inch, and if you're using the venue's cabinet or whatever, you're sort of at the mercy of their stuff, and you're like, oh, I don't have that. So get all the possible cables you could possibly have,
ask what
and
you're
bring
playing
them
for.
with you, and get more and put them in there. And your cable that is long enough for your rehearsal area and small bars may not be long enough
The House of
for a
Blues.
House of Blues. But fortunately, House of Blues may give you one. To
Yeah,
to borrow
I do remember.
to at least get you from the amp to your pedal board.
I remember thinking, I'm in a solo, and walk out front, and you're like, I gotta get back.
Yep.
I would say one thing is turn your snare off on your snare drum when you're storing it. Don't leave it engaged. Just turn it off.
Time under
So
tension
disengaged,
equals waste.
right, yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's
Why not?
good,
Anti-engaged.
Anti-engaged, if you will. And honest to God, I know it's the stupidest thing to say, but I've seen it happen. Take extra sticks, or at least just take sticks to a gig.
Just at least two.
At least two pairs of sticks. And when you're done at the end of the show, once again, get your stuff off stage. It's not your headlining show.
Even if you're the headliner,
Even if you're the headliner at a small club,
Pack
get it
up
off
first.
stage. Because you know what?
do your schmoozing and drinking later.
Yeah, you don't need to stand on stage to drink, and
Not-
your friends don't need to
Not
drink.
only that, you're not going to want to load it after you're done putting everything out there and
Exactly.
then schmoozing and everything, and you're like, oh,
If
it's 2 in the
girls
morning, and I
want you
gotta
to
load.
dance, though, your
Yes.
drummer can pack your shit up for you, and it's fine.
That will happen. I will.
Right?
Yes.
We're so proud of our little man.
I am,
Dog grows
I
up.
am the baby of the group.
All right. Well, with that, guys, I want to say thank you so very much for dropping by Room 6.
Certainly.
Now we're going to totally go to a not previously performed show upstairs in Room 6. Thank you, Brad. No, actually, links to all their different music online websites and things like that are going to be down below in the description. Stick around. You're going to hear a couple of amazing tunes acoustically up in Room 6. And that's about it. So thanks for watching. And ladies and gentlemen, Room 6 is proud to present Leaving Springfield.
That's good. Put that down. Just set it. Fine. Just leave it there.
I got this. Don't mind me.
This is why we can't have.
There's only so much storage on these phones.
I was content standing over there.
It's only so much. You ready? Big light. The Jameson shots still move through the air around me. I'm trying to catch my breath while you lost and found me. I'm fighting to live on the living's in me. Try to keep up, but you'll never stay with me. The more I survive, the less I feel I'm alive. I wanna live in the tragic light. I wanna live in the tragic light. I wanna live for the panic, live in the tragic light. The flash of the camera's a signal of my arrival. The evening it always ends with a strong denial. The copy they tell never tells the whole story. I live for the scars and the shame and the glory. Off of my leashes I pocket the moon in high tea. I wanna live in the tragic light. I wanna live in the tragic light. I wanna live for the panic, live in the tragic light. wheels to roll by. No woods, no fight. When you ain't peace with yourself, you'll find all roads and all stones. They all lead to where you're going. Northbound, downtown, and all friends have been worth knowing. Can't find the right notes, can't find the right time, can't find the right words to say the last goodbye. Last goodbye. Big dreams, no means, never stop the wheels from turning. Holding on, walking on, a burning bridge so full of fury. So for the last time, just like the last time, I made up my mind. And everyone's depending on me. The endless nights of fire and ice, we knew but never said. This road we chose always led to where we're going. Too fast, too bright. This isn't gonna burn forever. He knows, she knows, we don't. And everyone knows you and me. It's how it has to be. So for the last time, just like the last time, I made up my mind.
Awesome. I want to thank Leaving Springfield for coming by Room 6. It was a great interview and an awesome performance. If you'd like to check out more of their music, click here. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click here. And also look for links to their music and other social media things down in the description. Remember, their show is coming up on April 17th at Triple B. That's Backstage Bar and Billiards. Backstage Billiard and Bar. One of those two. Thanks for coming by Room 6. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time in Room 6.